Okay, today is Saturday, March 29th, 2025, and I am going to make a prediction right now. I'm going to tell the future. So, as I've said in previous videos, one of the best ways to figure out if somebody's crazy is to look at their predictions. If they can accurately predict the future, it means whatever they believe is at least somewhat based on reality. So here's a test. We'll see how good my predictive ability is. So here's what's going on. I am going to host a weekly Super Smash Bros. Tournament at a local brewery in Orange County, California. I've contacted the venue. I went in a few weeks ago. I met one of the guys that works there. I told him what I would like to do, which is to host a Smash Bros. Tournament at their venue. We exchanged contact information, discussed some details, and confirmed on a date. So the first date is going to be Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. Today's March 29th, so it's coming up here, next Tuesday. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to host this first event. There will be maybe 10 people that show up, if I'm lucky, somewhere between 5 to 10 people, and nothing interesting will happen. We will play Super Smash Bros. And nothing interesting will happen. But here's the prediction. This is a weekly event. I'm going to run it again. So the Tuesday following that will be the second event. The Tuesday after that will be the third event. Here's what's going to happen. A radical leftist, somebody who I regard as a radical leftist, I would describe them as a neo-Marxist, will contact the venue somehow, either through a direct phone call, maybe through Twitter, maybe they'll get an email, but somebody who I consider a radical leftist, a neo-Marxist, will contact the venue and attempt to get the event canceled. I believe this is a near certainty. I would bet that it happens within a month. I'd be surprised if we made it more than a month. I'd be shocked if we made it 3 months. So if I run this for, let's say, 10 weeks, we get to the 10th event, and the venue has still not been contacted in some way, I will be shocked. So that's why I'm making this video. I'm predicting what's going to happen. Somebody is going to contact the venue somehow, and they're going to say what they always say. Did you know that a racist, far-right, white supremacist, transphobic Nazi is hosting events at your venue? And they're going to be like, what? You mean the guy running the video game tournament? And they're going to be like, yes, that guy. He is, insert all of the isms, right? Racism, transphobia, sexism, homophobia, anything that they can say, they're going to say to try to get this event canceled. Okay, so why? Why do I believe that? I mean, if you know me at all, you already know what I'm going to say here, but here's the thing. The Super Smash Bros. Melee community has been dominated by an ideology for at least 5 years, at least since I've been banned, which happened in 2021. I was banned. So, this cabal, the ideologues that control this scene, cannot allow my event to exist. They cannot allow it to exist. Me hosting this event is forcing their hand. That's what I think is happening. That's what I think will happen. I'm going to host the first event. It'll be small. It'll fly under the radar. I haven't advertised it at all. I've only told trusted people about it. So we're going to get at least one event out of the way, maybe 2. And at some point, I'm going to start tweeting about it. I'm going to maybe contact more people. I have a series of cards I can play. I got cards in my pocket that I can play to draw attention to this event and try to gather more entrants. So what's going to happen is it's going to grow over time. I might get up to 15, 20 people, maybe in a couple weeks. Ideally, I get up to 20 to 30 entrants, somewhere in that range. And at that point, it will draw the eye, the attention of the radical leftist ideology that controls this scene, and they will attempt to get it canceled. They will. So at some point here, I am going to have a conversation with a member of the staff of this venue where they're going to have to talk to me and say, hey, so we've been contacted and told that you're a Nazi. What's up with that? And I'm going to have to say, you know, how am I going to get out of that? I don't know. It's going to be hard to have that conversation without sounding like a crazy person. Right? I'm going to say, well, actually, this is a neo-Marxist ideology and you've been contacted by one of their supporters, and I'm just trying to defend free speech, and I really just want to have Smash events where we're concerned with the game itself. We're concerned with who's the best at the game without having to worry about political beliefs. Like, if you look at the current rankings of the Smash Bros community, there's a top 100 list, and there's people that are excluded from it because of their beliefs, religious, scientific, or otherwise. They just don't want to go along with the leftist ideology. So the current top 100 is missing, by my count, at least 5 people. I mean, you could probably make the argument there's like a dozen players that would be on that list if this radical leftist neo-Marxist ideology did not control the scene. So that's what I am hosting an event in opposition to that thing. And that thing cannot allow my event to exist, because if my event, my weekly Smash Bros event, gets past a certain size, I will acquire too much influence in the scene. And they cannot allow that to happen. They can't let my event exist. So I'm going to have a conversation with the venue owner where I'm going to sound like an absolute crazy person. But so I'm making this video to say, I'm predicting that situation, so at least I'm not crazy at this level. At least if I've accurately predicted what will occur, it proves that I'm not crazy. And that's why I'm making this video. To at least prove to whoever's watching this right now that I'm not completely out of my mind. That my model of reality has correctly predicted the behaviors of another human being. So if I can do that, I must not be that insane, right? So, just wanted to get this one off my chest real quick. Just been thinking about it. I'm gonna host an event. I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about it. It's kind of one of the only things I feel very passionately about is hosting events for this game. I love the game. I love to play it. I'm not the best at it. I like playing it. I got up to Platinum 2 online. It's not bad. I can make top 8 at some smaller events sometimes. There's people that are way better than me at it, and I'm excited to have them come to the event and play and enjoy the game. Have a couple beers if you want. It's a brewery, right? We're just gonna chill, socialize, play our favorite video game, see who's the best, because it's fun. It's fun to have a tournament. And that's it. It's politically neutral. There is no political motivation here. The motivation is the game. So nobody's banned. Everybody's welcome. You can be as far left as you want. You can identify however you want. Show up to the event. I will pull up a chair and invite you in. You're welcome. Everybody's welcome to this event. There's been a debate going on in the scene recently for reasons that I don't really want to get into, but one of the top players committed suicide. He died on Monday, and it's causing a stir. And my argument has been, we should leave the bans up to the United States justice system, or the system of whatever state or country that the event's being hosted in. So if you're in jail, you're banned. That would be my rule. And so my rule for the tournament that I'm going to host is there won't be anybody banned. I won't prevent anybody from competing, no matter what their beliefs are, what they've said online. As long as you can show up to the event and remain physically peaceful, as long as I don't have to call the police on you, you're allowed to attend and participate in this tournament. And that is not something that the rest of the scene supports. So they have to cancel the event for it. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm predicting. I'm going to run this event. At some point, one of the managers or the owners of the venue will be contacted. Somebody's probably just going to call them and say, hey, you got the freaking Fourth Reich is meeting. Did you know that Hitler's actually meeting at your... Like, they're going to say some crazy shit that they always say. We've all heard it. They're going to call me transphobic. They're going to say you need to cancel this event by allowing this event to continue. You're supporting whatever, right? We've all heard it. And then it's going to be up to the venue owners, it's on their plate. Do they allow it to continue? And then how do I have that conversation with them when they approach me about it? If they approach me about it, what do I do? So I can at least say I correctly predicted that I will be in this situation. Yeah. Oh, we got bikers coming up. It might be better for the video anyway.
Going into the
Bye.